All right, shalom, shalom. You're the real Hebrew Israelites coming day in and day out to prophesy the downfall of Babylon the Great, which is America. First off and foremost, all praises, honor, and glory be unto Yahweh, Bashem, Yahawashi, Bashem, Karkadash. Double honors to the other apostles, the great millstone, salutations to the elect, wherever you may be. Brother Shapaya coming at you again with a quick lesson through the Spirit. As you see in the title, Yahawashi and the Outcast of Israel. Now, who's the outcast of Israel? It's the elect. Hey, when you really go deep into it, the the outcasts of Israel, uh, are Israelite foreigners today. Once upon a time, we were all Gentiles. All right, because when you go into this chapter, right now Yahawashi is gathering the elect through the word, but physically Yahawashi has not gathered the elect. And this is what Isaiah the 11th chapter is going into. So let's just get into it. And there shall come forth a rod out of the stem of Jesse, and a branch shall grow out of his roots. All right, that branch being Yahawashi. Now, this is giving you what? The lineage of Yahawashi. All right, from Jesse all the way down to David. All right, and the wisdom of Yahweh shall rest upon him. All right, just like when he was baptized and he came out the water. And Yahweh said, "What? This is my son, who I'm well pleased with, or beloved." Roughly paraphrasing. All right. In the spirit of wisdom and knowledge, in the spirit of counsel and might, in the spirit of knowledge and of the fear of the Lord. That's what Yahawashi had upon him. He was a quickening spirit. Right. Hey, verse 3. And shall make him of quick understanding in the fear of the Lord. All right. It says, he shall not judge after the sight of his eyes, neither reprove after the hearing of his ears, but with righteousness shall he judge the poor. Now, who's the poor? It's you Israelites, man. The meek, the fatherless, the widow, like Psalms 82 goes into, man. All right. And it says the last Adam should be a quickening spirit. So this is going into Yahawashi. All right. It says, but with righteousness shall he judge the poor and reprove with equity for the meek of the earth. He shall smite the earth with the rod of his mouth. Now, what's the rod of his mouth? First and foremost, it's the truth. But that's going to turn physical, all right? Because right now we're slaying the world, all right, with the truth, all right? Matter of fact, the Thessalonians goes into that. Matter of fact, let me grab that. Second Thess. Let me grab that real quick. Second Thessalonians 2:8. And then shall the wicked be revealed, whom Yahweh should consume with the spirit of his mouth and should destroy with the brightness of his comings. Now, how's the wicked being consumed? With the words. But soon, this is going to change to physical. All right. And you can prove that in 2nd Esdras, the 13th chapter, when it says Yahawashi basically opened up his mouth, and from his nose and his nostrils came brimstone and fire. That was a laser beam coming out the chariots, man. All right. So physically, that's going to happen to the wicked. Right now, it's starting through these scriptures. All right. Now let's go back to. All right. Matter of fact, I might as well get the 2nd Esdras. Matter of fact, let me finish this first. It says, "And his breath and his lips shall slay the wicked." Now let's get 2nd Esdras. And remember, precept upon precept, here a little, there a little, right? 2nd Esdras, 13th chapter. Let's go to the interpretation of the vision. Where is that? Hold on. Right. Let me go on to 12 and then I'll give you 13. Shalakia low under the weather. There we go. Right. Here we go. Second Esdras 12. It says, "And the lion whom thou sawest rising up out the wood and roaring," which this is going to Yahawashi, "speaking to the eagle," all right, which this is going to go to the Rome 2.0, "rebuking her for her unrighteousness." And there's the her again. All right. Yesterday we went into Isaiah 47, and you go into the her. All right, who's that her? The same her written about in Revelation 17, Revelations 18, Isaiah the 47th chapter. And then when you read Baruch, the 4th chapter, it talks about her being inhabited by devils, which is desert animals, right? And rebuking her for her unrighteousness with all the words which thou hast heard. This is the anointed, which is Yahawashi, that the highest have kept for them and for their wickedness unto the end. He shall reprove them and shall upbraid them with cruelty. He shall set them before him alive in judgment and shall rebuke them and correct them. For the rest of my people, he should deliver with mercy. Now, check it out. It just showed you how Yahawashi was going to judge those people, right? Now, Second Esdras 11, 12, and 13 is actually good. All right. Hold on. Second Esdras 13 and 3. "And behold, lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heavens." Where can you find that at? Daniel's the 7th chapter. Matter of fact, where else can you find that? Jude, the 1st chapter, when it talks about Yahawashi coming back with 10,000s of his saints. All right. Hey, Revelation's the 1st chapter. Yahawashi coming with the clouds of heaven. Right? Wax strong with thousands of heavens. When he turned his countenance to look, all things trembled and that were seen under him. Because what? When this happens, when this chariot cracks the sky, man, it's going to be like a sci-fi movie. It's going to be how Wisdom of Solomon 5 goes into something that was never looked for. All right, the strangeness of our salvation. Right. It says, "And whatsoever his voice went out of his mouth, all burned that heard his voice, as the earth felleth when it fleeth the fire. And after this, beheld, lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men, out of number, from the four winds of heaven, to subdue the man that came out of the sea. But I beheld, lo, he had graven himself a mountain and flew upon it." Right? It says, "But I would have seen the region wherein, or the place whereof the hill was graven, and I could not." So from horizon to horizon, this is how big the chariot is going to be. All right. You ain't going to be able to see the beginning or the end. All right. "But behold, he graved himself a great mountain and flew upon it." Oh, okay. Verse 8. "And after this I beheld, lo, all they which are gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, but durst fight. And lo, as he saw," now listen, that's pride. All right. The Lord, hey, these niggas are going to be scared, but the Lord's still going to put it in their spirit to fight. Because remember, hey, Satan should fight against his angels, should fight against Yahawashi and his angels. "And lo, he saw the violence of the multitude that came. He neither lifted up his hand, nor held a sword, nor any instrument of war. But only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests, and they were all mixed together. The blast of fire, the flaming breath, the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude that was prepared to fight, and burned them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude nothing was to be perceived, but only dust, the smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. After this, I saw another. After this, saw I the same man come down from the mountain and called to him another peaceable multitude. Okay, and we can stop there. All right, so it shows you what Yahawashi is going to do with all those nations gathered together for Armageddon, man. All right, just like when we watch those Independence Day scenes, we got the chariot over a building or over the nation, zapping it. All right, that's literally what's going to happen over the in Armageddon. That's where the Lord's going to judge all these fucking armies, man. Okay, so it's crazy. You could get this interpretation of Isaiah the 11th chapter when it talks about Yahawashi and his using his mouth to destroy the wicked. All right, like I said, to start with the scriptures, but physically, Yahawashi is going to get his lick. All right, Isaiah the 63rd chapter. Who is this that coming from Basra? Okay. All right, so now that we're back in this, verse 4. But with righteousness he shall judge the poor and reprove with equity for the meek of the earth. And he shall smite the earth with the rod of his mouth, and with the breath of his lips shall he slay the wicked. And the righteousness shall be the righteousness shall be the girdle of his loins, and faithfulness the girdle of his rings. The wolf shall dwell with the lamb, and the leopard shall lie down with the kid, and the calf and the young lion and the fatling together. A little child shall lead them. Hey, because we're going to get our righteous place back. We're going to have dominance over the animals. We still got a little to this day, but not like we used to. All right. All right. And it's really going to be the true circle of life, if you will. The cow and the bear shall feed. Their young ones shall lie down together. The lion shall eat straw like an ox. Hey, just like dogs eat grass too. Like, don't let science get you all fucking confused, man. It says, and the suckling child shall play in the hole of an apse, and the weaned child shall put his hand on the cockatrice den. So when we get our glory back, we're going to be immortal, man. Nothing's going to be able to hurt us or harm us, man. Okay? It says, they shall not hurt nor destroy in all my holy mountain. Now that mountain starts with what? That mountain is Israel, man. It's the kingdom of Israel. All right. Okay. It says, for the earth shall be full of the knowledge of the Lord as the water covers the seas. So in this day, everybody's going to know Yahawashi. That name is going to be made great again. All right. Here's the part I'm getting into, verse 10. And in that day, there should be a root of Jesse, which shall stand up for an ensign of the people, which is an example. Follow me, for I'm a follower of him, right? Be ye examples of Yahawashi, right? To it, the Gentiles should seek. Now, what did I start off with? All right. In times past, we were all Gentiles. All right. So, in a sense, we are the outcast of Israel. All right. That the Lord is bringing back together. To it shall the Gentiles seek. All right. Because we had to wake up again. All right. And his rest should be glorious. And it should come to pass in that day that the Lord should set his hand again, the second time, to recover the remnant of his people. A vocab, when did this happen? If Israel don't exist. When did the Lord reach his hand the second time to get the remnant of his people? All right. Now, this is not Acts, the 7th chapter either. Acts, the 2nd chapter, goes into Joel, the 2nd chapter. All right. It says, the remnant of his people should be left from Assyria, from Egypt, from Pathros, from Cush, from Elam, from Shinar, from Hamath, and from the islands of the sea. Basically, Jacob's, First Peter's, right? 4 corners of the earth. Right? It says, he shall set up an ensign for the nations and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel, not the outcasts of the world, the outcasts of Israel, not the outcasts of Edom or these other nations, the outcasts of Israel is very specific. And this is talking about salvation. So although I'm talking about this in Isaiah, nothing has changed from Isaiah all the way to Revelation. The Lord did not change, right? That promise is that promise. And gathered together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. So that's northern kingdom and southern kingdom. All right. So who's the dispersed? Who's the outcast of Israel? It's us. It's us. All right. Who is him that cleaveth to the skirt of a Jew? That was us. We all had to go through that. All right. Matter of fact, it talks about cleaving into the house of Jacob. Well, here's the precept for that. Because it talks about the Gentiles cleaving to the house of Jacob, right? Now, who's those Gentiles? Who are those Gentiles? Zechariah 8:23. Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, in those days it should come to pass that 10 men, which is the complete number, should take hold out of all the languages of the nations, which you have Israelites scattered abroad, you have Israelites that look like other nations, that speak the other nations' language, so on and so forth. Even shall take hold of the skirt of him that is a Jew, saying, we will go forth with you. We have heard that God is with you. Now, who's those 10 men? All right. Those are the outcasts of Israel. All right. Now, so let me make a picture for you. This is just like going out, seeing the elders preaching, and you're like, damn, this is the truth. And now you're standing there. Now you're getting involved. Now you're coming and you're studying every week. Now you're watching the videos. Now you're getting into the Hebrew. Now you're getting into the lexicon. Now you're getting into the etymology of the words. Now you're getting heavy and deep into the prophecies. That's what it means to cleave into the skirt of him that's a Jew. All right? Follow him around, nagging him. Matter of fact, it says wear out the doorsteps, basically, man. So that was us. So vocab, who's the outcast of Israel? Who's the dispersed of Judah? The answer is in the goddamn question, man. All right. The Lord is not coming for these other nations. The Lord's not even coming for the rest of Israel. The Lord is only coming for the elect. All right. Hey, so with that, hey, I pray this was edifying. I'm saying all praises, honor, and glory be unto Yahweh, by Shem Yahawashi, by Shem Karkadash. Double honors to the elder apostles, a great millstone. Salutations to the elect, wherever you may be. Ba ba ba. Shalom.